Hello, LiveJournal. My name is Gina Spider. I'm standing here. I was sitting here on a bench. Let me actually go back to the bench because I quite like sitting on this bench. Surrounded by rocks and trees and a highway and a corporate building. This building is called BT, which I assume is British Telecom. I don't know what British Telecom is doing here, but I heard there's a BT in Minnesota, and I heard that our cryptographer friend Bruce Schneider works there, so perhaps he works at this BT. I have to go in there and demand to see him or something like that. No, of course I wouldn't do that. He was of course, author of the pretty infamous book Applied Cryptography, which is burnt from my copy. I suppose I'll get into that. So a few years ago, like, I don't know, long time ago, there's this woman that I dated. We met in the townhouse during karaoke, and she hit on me straight away, which is cool because no one really ever hits on me, you know what I mean? Or no one that I want to hit on me ever really hits on me. And I wasn't immediately attracted to her, but she seemed pretty cool, so let's date, right? So yeah, I don't want to wax stereotypical here or anything like that, but I moved into her place in Hopkins like a very short while later, and realized that she was kind of crazy, that she had a lot of grudges against a lot of people. And I wasn't really quite feeling it for her, and so I decided that we should break up. To which her immediate response was to, "Oh, that's it. Game's over. I'm going to Wisconsin." And she went downstairs and hit the main circuit breaker, turned off all the lights. "I'm starting over again," and she drove off. It's like, alright, my stuff is here. I have to stay here for a little bit. So I waited for her to get back, because she was going to get back in about 30 minutes or so. She came back, and I wasn't too keen on consoling this person at all. I just wanted to leave, because now she's kind of starting to freak me out. And so I'm packing up my stuff later on that night. I'm about prepared to leave. I was gonna live with my other friend. Well, my friend. I say that because I haven't really talked to this ex-girlfriend at all since that. So I packed up all my stuff, and she had given me this computer, right, while we were dating, and it was in my backpack. I don't really care to mention it. Maybe she'll forget about it, right? She gave it to me. So she's like, "What about the computer?" Like, "Oh, it's a gift. You gave it to me. It doesn't work like that." She's like, "I want it back." And so she called the police because I was kind of refusing. I suppose I should just give it back and be like, "Fuck it, whatever." But I didn't, so she called the police. And so they came in. And they separated us. I've never had a domestic, you know what I mean? This is my first domestic experience at the police. Coming in and then separating the two people who are having a wicked argument against each other and are throwing things at each other. Well, we weren't throwing things at each other. I'm just visualizing what a domestic might look like. So they separated us. They're like, "Alright, what's the story?" I'm like, "I'm ready to leave. There's my stuff. She gave me a computer. It's in there. She wants it back. This is where we are." Is pretty much what I said. I think it was fairly short. I don't know what she said, but I think she was complaining about me just for the length of it. That's projection. Maybe she wasn't, but she was a lot more vocal about what was going on. And so they're like, "Yeah, you better just leave it here." And so I did, and I left. And shivered a little bit, it was winter on my bicycle, and I was biking to Hopkins to Minneapolis, which isn't that bad. I mean, there's a path that goes straight there, right? But when it's midnight and it's cold, it's midnight and cold. So all the while that we were arguing, I was astonishingly cool about the whole thing. I didn't really become too uncivil. I didn't raise my voice too much. I didn't really care. That was part of it. And I didn't shed a tear. So while we were arguing, I went into the bathroom, the telephone, and called up I probably have to stay at your place tonight. And I didn't say that right away, because when the phone rang, that's when I started to cry. I didn't realize that it affected me so much. Being in arguments with people, it's not a fun thing, any sort of argument. I'm not an arguer. I don't like arguments in the least. And they kind of, I don't act myself in them. I just want to be away from them, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to put myself into an argument or keep myself in an argument for very long. And so, she's like, what's wrong? Because I'm not talking at the moment because I'm crying, right? And then it's like, I probably need to stay at your place. That's what I said, and explained the situation a little bit. And then, I stopped crying and got out of the bathroom and sort of regained my coolness for the entire thing. Then I left. Oh, that was great. I felt so good leaving. I was crying during the entire thing, but yeah, haven't seen this woman since. I thought I saw her, I was on University, and I was at this gas station, because I like to go to gas stations every once in a while, and get a Slurpee or something like that, and kind of sit around and hang out while I eat or drink or whatever I'm doing. And so I'm sitting there doing that, and I think I see her walking by from a vehicle into the gas station. I don't know if this is her, so I just kind of stare, you know. When you recognize someone, you don't smile and say hi, or when you think you recognize someone, you just kind of stare until you recognize them. And so I was staring. And she did that, you know, that sort of micro eye movement where people kind of, they do something very quickly. Like, she quickly looked at me and looked back and pretended that she didn't see me. So I was a little bit a ways away. I'm not exactly sure if it was her, but I'm pretty sure it was. So that was the last time that I saw her. And now I'm here, a few years later, on my bicycle, in a half park, next to BT, and this huge tower, which is really accessible now that I think about it. Maybe I should climb up the tower. I shouldn't do that. But I don't know, it's kind of nice here. The sky is rainy. It's wet. It's not rainy. It's a bit sprinkly, so probably going to be wet. It's probably going to rain a bit later. It stormed last night. It was a fucking beautiful storm. I really like storms and it stormed last night. So here comes someone to break away my privacy. I'm going to stop recording now. Thanks for listening, LiveJournal. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.